But it turns out, much to my surprise, that I wouldn't have known this from the heads on the outside because they were so amorphous. I've cut the head off this one. It was actually like a carriage bolt with a nut on the inside. Okay, it's Sunday the 21st of July, 2024, back on the boat, as you can see. Getting off to a late morning start again, because once again I got here just before sunrise and needed to sleep for a few hours. I'm going to continue something I didn't record last time I was here, and that is getting the last of the old diesel fuel out of the tanks. I managed to drain the port one into a bunch of jugs. I had a bunch of milk jugs. I pulled 6 gallons out of there, and it looked good enough. I just brought it home and put it in the tank of my oil-fired heating system in my house, and it seems to like it. But I don't want to continue that way because the potential for spillage inside the boat is high, and also the center tank, I got a few drops out of it and then it stopped draining, which indicates the problem that I've been told about, because you can clearly see down the neck of the filler that there's fuel in there. I got a new transfer pump, and I'm going to do it from up top, and I brought a 5-gallon diesel jug, and I still have my milk jugs, so we should be able to get it all out today. It's hot. It's probably going to get a little hotter before I'm done, but that's the way it goes. Assuming I'm not totally heat stroked, I'm going to take another look at the plank situation, maybe pull out some more fasteners. I don't want to pull any more planks off till I have my replacement wood in hand, which is going to happen soon, maybe this week. I don't know. It's Sunday, so I can't talk to anybody at the boatyard about it, but I really don't want to open her up completely till I'm ready to start replacing. But I may take some time to plot out where butt joints are going to go, how I'm going to access the one butt joint that I know I have to undo. Maybe start making holes in the ceiling slats inside the boats to accommodate my clamps, or at least get that all planned out. And I got a little more touch up. I got a little more epoxy and priming, epoxy to sand and primer to touch up above the rub rail, including inside the bulwarks. And that's probably going to be it. I'm going to try my best to record it without getting fed up and destroying this camera. All right, there's probably some sludge in the bottom of the port side tank, but I don't want to gather that up yet. I'm going to try to get sludge from all 3 into one jug, which I'm not going to use in my heating system at home. So we're going to move on to the center tank and see what we can get out of here. This is brand new. Electric ones are great. They have drill operated ones, but I happen to be in the auto parts store. This was relatively inexpensive. I needed to cut holes in the slats. Oh, I forgot I got to drive out one more. There's one more here. I got to drive out from the drive in from the outside to remove the fasteners in the butt blocks. I'm still, at least for this first plank, I'm still pretty committed to going with the existing butt joints as opposed to scarfing. But looking at other things, I'll show you later, looking at other things out there, and knowing that there are some pretty serious rules about how close together butt joints can be, I may have to scarf quite a bit, but I'd rather not on this one. So I'm investigating here. And I used a hole saw, I plotted them out, got pretty close, made a little mistake there, but it turns out, much to my surprise, that I wouldn't have known this from the heads on the outside because they were so amorphous. I've cut the head off this one. It was actually like a carriage bolt with a nut on the inside, which explains why there's at least one other butt block I can see in the boat where I can see nuts. I thought they were nails. I thought they were roved or clinkered nails. So that's kind of cool. That gives me hope for redoing it. I think I'll go with this kind of hardware solution. Although I know that's not real traditional and all that. At the other end of that plank that I've removed, there's another butt joint. I haven't got started with that yet. I haven't cut the heads off the outside yet. You can see one of the nuts here. And of course there was a countertop here with what I thought was more linoleum, but was actually real tile, but kind of ugly, not to my taste. I had to damage the tile to get it out. And this is fine. It's fine that this is open for now. I've just been stashing cleaning supplies and stuff here. Now I have more room to do so. And I'm going to have to get access to here later to run new wiring and plumbing and stuff anyway. So what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to show the process. I'm doing show and tell today. I'm tired of having to rig the camera and babysit it while I'm trying to work. Got so much momentum today. I got a lot done. This business here isn't the only thing I've been doing. I'm going to spare you the process. I'm rethinking that whole paradigm for the channel anyway, because I don't know, maybe some people love it, watching weather sped up or with music or whatever, or in real time, someone just doing the same thing over and over again or whatever. But I don't love it. And I'm tired of, I get bored just editing those things, and it's frustrating dealing with the camera when you got work to do. Anyway, I can't just cut these. I don't want to just cut these out, so I'm going to have to make more holes. Fortunately, I've got one in sight, and I can measure on the outside. I can plot from that to be a little more precise with my next set of holes. Wish me luck. And there we have it. Not the neatest job. I caught a little bit of the edge of the hole on the bottom one, driving it out. But that particular one's going to be inside a cabin. As for the others, I don't know. I may still face this with something heat resistant. I don't know. Not the end of the world. I'm going to have to make holes like this everywhere that I'm going to need to put a clamp to put the new planks on. So it could get interesting. I think as I go along, I'll get better at it. So, luckily, though, none of them are really going to be, they're not like in a highly visible area. The rest of the ones on this plank, this is the highest plank, most likely, that I'll be removing. So all the rest will be down inside cabinets and stuff, which is going to make it really fun to do the work, by the way. I'm sure one of these holes I'm going to wind up not having room for the drill, so I'm going to have to do something, either a right angle head, which I don't own at the moment, or some fun creative thing. That's a relief. I just got what could prove to be a bright idea. I'm going to attach something rigid to this hose, in this case, this lovely auger bit. The diesel won't hurt it. I'll attach this to the hose. I would use tape, but the diesel will make it fail almost instantly. I'm hoping these will stay put. I can't make them too tight or they'll pinch the hose. What I need is a tube of some kind. Oh, you know what? Yeah, this piece of wire is going to be perfect, I think. going to put a little hook in it. All right, let's see if that helps. All right, it's the 23rd. Just checking in with you all because I've given myself a new project for today. It may take more than one day. I got an email from Russ, the gentleman who built this boat. I think it came in yesterday, but I didn't see it till this morning. I had asked him in desperation. I haven't heard from him in a while. I've been trying not to bother the guy, but I asked him, if you can remember, if they are the original tanks, what are these fuel tanks made out of before I go ripping them out or whatever. Although the one you're looking at now, the red tank, I may have to remove anyhow to do my plank repairs properly. And he got right back to me. He said they're all stainless. Center one here under the cockpit was a water tank originally. It's full of diesel now. I've pumped half of what's in there out, but there's plenty more. I'm not going to worry about that today. But yeah, this was a water tank. Originally her tankage, I guess between this and the forward tank and maybe one more somewhere, was 100 gallons. I don't know what that means for me in the future. Can't turn it back into a water tank, but it's good to know they're stainless, so my idea of getting rid of them, not using them anymore for fuel or anything, is probably wise. Even stainless has a limited shelf life. They're not leaking yet. The corrosion is not bad. They were painted, which is brilliant, although that could be hiding problems. Anyway, I've begun the process of moving things out of the way because, according to him, to the best of his memory, mind you, it was almost 50 years ago, and this is not the only boat he's ever worked on. According to him, all these tanks went in after the cockpit and the engine were installed. Probably not this engine, I don't think. This engine is only about 12 years old. What are you doing? But I think the engine that was originally in here was even bigger. So he felt confident that these side tanks, at least, could definitely come forward. And the more I look at it, all I have to do is, well, all I got to do is just remove pretty much everything. And it will come out. The real bugaboo is going to be disconnecting the filler neck, because that's mostly what's holding it in. I can't get a camera in there. I could barely get the borescope in there, but let's just say that's going to be the really hard part. And no, you can't do it from the deck because the flange is bolted on with nuts. I got 2 of the bolts out, but I don't even know if I don't think it would do me any good, really. I got to disconnect it at the tank because there are other obstructions. But I already pulled that bilge pump hose off of that through hull. The one just below it is that extra one, which I got to remove anyway. I want to move that, including the through hull itself, forward to use for my shower sump. The whale pump there, that's the one that drains the ice box. I'm probably going to have to remove. And of course, the upright part of this exhaust, I might have to take that whole elbow off. That big hose there is the wet exhaust for the engine. And of course, all the vent return valve and the primary drain valve for the tank itself will have to come off. But before I can even get in there, I just have my whole body in there with my head in there somehow. Don't ask me how I got in there or how I got out, but I swear I did it. But before I can safely continue that, I got to disconnect the batteries and move all this stuff, if not remove it outright. I don't think ultimately I want my ISO switches here. I don't need 12-volt power for some time, so that's going to be a little side quest to get all that crap out of the way. I think moving the whale pump will make it a lot easier for me to tuck my body in there to reach over the tank anyway. So that's where we're at. I'm not going to document the whole process. I'm just going to check in with you, even though it would be wildly entertaining to see me in there. But if I'm in there, there's no room for the camera, really. It's kind of crazy. I might try, I don't know, to get a still picture with my phone or something stupid like that if things are going well.